Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to our November 17th Diesel Nation call of 2015. We have special guest Ivelise Johnson on tonight, and she's super, super awesome. So I'm excited to have her on the call and share her wisdom and golden nuggets with everybody. Before we get started with the call officially, I just want to give a huge congrats to Emily and Julia for kicking ass and making things happen in the last week, like being incredible leaders and really going for their goals and pushing to make our team a rock star team even more so than it was before. So congrats, girls. I'm really, really proud of you, and I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate all of your hard work and effort because we are getting things done and hitting some huge milestones. So I'm really excited for the next week and the upcoming week. So with that being said, keep pushing for Success Club. We have a few more weeks. I know with Thanksgiving coming up, it might be a little hard because with the holidays and people are traveling and whatnot. But don't give up on your goals. There's many, many people we can still help no matter what. Just keep going. And with that, I would like to introduce Evie. I got the pleasure of meeting her 2 summits ago. We were actually roommates. She came and roomed with me and Chantel and Stephanie Garner. So we kind of were like we got grouped together because I know Becky was looking for a room for Evie because she was coming to Summit and she needed to room with someone, so she roomed with us. And it was an awesome experience just bonding with the other coaches from Diesel Nation and not really knowing each other yet, but creating that bond and talking and sharing tips and figuring out what works and what we were getting from the summit presentations and just sharing ideas and making those experiences together. So I'm happy that Evie came into my life and we're friends and you always have great, awesome things to share whenever I see you. So I'm happy to have you on here. So a little bit of background on Evie. She is a mom of 3 kids under 12 years old. So you can imagine how crazy her household can get, between homework and carpools and after school activities and all that. So, more power to you. And you have 2 or 3 fur babies, right? 3, I think.
I have 2 now. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats.
Okay, so a lot of fur babies and a husband and a household. So big ups to you, girl, for kicking ass in your business and being an inspiration to all of us. Like I said, she has 3 kids. She has 4 fur babies. She has a husband. She's a wife. She has a degree in accounting. She signed up in July 2013. She'll share more about her story. But just a little background, she signed up solely as a discount coach. She wanted to lose 40 pounds. She didn't want anything to do with the business. And now she is a diamond coach. She's a a Success Club 5 All-Star. So she earns Success Club consistently. That's a non-negotiable in her business. She's a diamond leader, like I mentioned. And if you are friends with her, or if you're not, you should find her right now and follow her page because her posts are like so on point. She's, studies social media like it's her job. She's learning exactly how to brand herself, how to show that she's, rocking her business, how she helps other people. She shows up every single day. Every morning you see her post from her workouts. She's super, super consistent and persistent. Like there's no day I don't think she really takes off. She's always sharing about her workouts, her nutrition, what she's doing, her challenge groups, her business. She likes to march to the beat of her own drum. She likes to do things differently than everybody else. So we can take a lot of ideas from that and realize that, you are your business. You have to be authentic. You have to be real. You can't try to be someone you're not and just going with that and running with it. So thank you, Evie, for joining us tonight. And with that, I would like to...
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, you rock. Okay, so how did you get started with Beachbody?
Well, like you said earlier, I got started because I wanted to lose about 40 pounds. I had done the HCG and I would do it, spend tons of money, lose a lot of weight, and I would regain everything back the moment that it was done. And I remember that year I wanted to lose weight for my birthday, which is this time of the year, and I did. And I was done eating about 500 calories a day. I was like done with that. You can't work out. You have no energy. You're always cranky, moody. And by New Year's, I had gained everything and more. And I have a before and after, which is my before, I was very thin with my HCG, and my after was my real weight and what happened after that. So I was done. I was working. I was eating out of a vending machine, literally. I was drinking a lot of Red Bulls. And I came across a post from Becky's my coach, my sponsor coach, and I came across a post from her. And I knew her from my high school. We were not in the same group, but I knew her from high school. And I remember that I saw her post, and the only thing that I saw was the abs. And I'm like, I kept touching my stomach. I'm like, I want that. I want that. It's probably Photoshop, but how can I get them? So I remember I reached out to her, and I was set up into the Ultimate Reset. I started with the Ultimate Reset back then. And I think in 21 days, I lost 14 pounds, and I jump started to Insanity. So that got me going. But I became a coach from the beginning because I knew that I was going to stick with Shakeology. I had not taken Shakeology before. I didn't know what it tastes like. I didn't even know if I was going to like it. But I knew that the only way that I was going to stay committed was becoming a coach, because I wanted a discount, and staying accountable to that support group that was helping me not quit. So that's the reason why I became a coach. I didn't have any interest in the business, nor did I need it to pursue it for income, like many of us do it now, But basically, that's how I got started.
All right, thank you for sharing. So I love that you shared with us that, where you were before you got started, and the reason why you wanted to get back to a healthy weight. You wanted to do it the right way because you tried a way that was not right. Like, it wasn't
right. It was right.
You try to find a solution, and
when you do HCG or you do any of the cleanses, or you do any of those,
yeah. So
right, it doesn't. I mean, it just works for the time being. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Do you hear me? Because I hear.
Yeah.
Do you hear me fine?
Okay. It's a little choppy. But all right. So
leading. How about now?
Yeah, you're good.
Better?
So leading up to that, so you signed up as a discount coach. You didn't want anything to do with the business. You got your own personal transformation. You started feeling better, I'm sure, as soon as you started drinking Shakeology. So when was your big aha moment? What made you really realize that this is a business and you understood the opportunity that we have?
Well, it happened. There's so many events that were taking place during that time. I was working for Discovery Channel. I was putting in a lot of hours during the week. I was trying to build my own accounting business as well, doing tax returns, just doing a lot of bookkeeping for customers. And my daughter had an event at school, and it was Student of the Month, and I couldn't go. I couldn't go because I couldn't get any time off. And I was trying to get a promotion at work, and getting time off meant that I was probably a slacker, and I missed it. And it was the only time that she got Student of the Month, and she still remembers to this date. That was one of the things that tugged at my heart the most. The other was, I was a discount coach, so every time that somebody would ask me, what are you doing to lose weight? Instead of me giving them my link, I would send them to Becky. So I wasn't working the business. I lost so much opportunity right there and then. And one day she actually calls me and she says, and she kind of just went over the numbers with me. You have referred me X amount of customers, and you have missed out on the opportunity of making an income. You're really not trying to sell to these people, and you're still selling. You're sharing your transformation. Why don't you take this seriously, and why don't you just pursue it? And I think that was when she actually showed me the paperwork and she showed me everything, it was like my aha moment. Like, you know what? I could do this. I haven't been really trying, and I've done it. Why? What if I become a little bit more intentional and I actually pursue it?
Yeah, I love that you said being more intentional, because you're already doing everything it takes. You just didn't really see it there. But once Becky kind of put it in your face and said, hey, listen, you're doing this, why don't you actually take the opportunity and run with it? That's when, sometimes people have to just hear that honesty, and you have to be very bold with them and just, the worst you could have said is no thanks. Like, I'll just keep sending you customers. But look now,
Right. I actually did. I actually did do that for a little bit longer. I did do that for a little bit longer because I thought I was in this mind frame that I was being a salesperson and I couldn't sell. And I was stuck in a mind frame that didn't exist because I wasn't selling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it gave me goosebumps when you told that story about how you had to miss out on your daughter's school event. And like, for the most part, all of us here right now, we don't have kids yet, but I mean, thinking into the future, like, I would hate to not be able to be present in my child's life for whatever, event, even if it's something like little and, like a kindergarten meeting, like, like something, they won't even remember, but just knowing that, like, I couldn't make it because my boss decided, like, I can't go, like, that kind of sucks, So thank you for sharing that story.
They do remember, actually. They do remember. And I think that one of the things that she said was that she was looking out, she was looking out the audience and she was searching for my face and she didn't see me. Mm-hmm. So that was, to me, was like, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah. Well, sometimes, you need to hit those, like, kind of moments in your life and you realize, okay, like, what direction am I going? Where do I want to go? And that's when you said, like, you became more intentional and you took it and you ran with it. So yep. When did you decide, like, okay, that's like, the moment, okay, like, I'm going to take this and run with it and go all in? Because, I mean, you were working before. Where was the transition that you went, like, more into working as a business builder?
Well, what I did was I realized that I was already doing, I was doing the 3 daily activities minus the personal development because I really didn't have any time, nor did I thought that doing personal development meant that I had to read a whole book, and I just didn't want to do that. My attention span is like this big, so that was not for me. But I was drinking Shakeology every single day. I was working out, and I used Facebook as a journal. And I said to myself, if I put myself out there and I kind of make this public, I have to follow through. Because I can't face anybody if I know that I'm actually not doing it. Because I was a typical closet eater. I would, eat in hiding or pretend that I was, whatever I was eating was not going to go anywhere. And so I knew that by me putting this publicly, that I was like trying to do this, that I'm losing weight, I had to stick with it. I had no choice. So I would actually, come across other mommy friends. My kids, their teachers, I would speak to them about it. Like, I was so excited. I'm like, actually losing weight. This actually works. And my excitement actually translated into, hey, let me try it as well. So I started doing that way, like word of mouth. I didn't have a contact list. I didn't even know where to begin. I prejudged everyone that I actually did put it down on my list because I thought that either they didn't have any income to purchase the products, that things were too expensive for them, or they were too fit, or they just didn't have the time. So I didn't add people in the list that I should have added. But I did other methods. So what I started doing was I started working the business in time frame, in very small time frames. Before the concept of Power Hour really came out, I would wake up at 4:30. I would do my workout, and I would use like a 30-minute window to do these silly videos that I would upload to Facebook, doing planks. I would be dying. My face was like, I would be like red in the face, and I would do the plank videos because I knew that if I would do this, I had to stick it through. I would invite people to do the plank challenge. I'm like, hey, let's do this. I started adding myself to other running groups because I used to run. And the reason why I was doing that was because I had this crazy idea that I wanted to do an ultra, which is 30 miles plus. So I would start getting myself into running groups without realizing that that's how you start to network. So I started doing a lot of things by accident, things that we really ask our coaches to do. I started doing them by accident without realizing them, that this was growing my contact list, and I was doing my power of threes, if you will, this way. So everything kind of like just happened by accident.
Yeah, it happened by accident, but it all happened for a reason too, I believe.
Yeah, it does.
And I mean, it's great that, you put yourself out there on social media, as uncomfortable as it is. Like, you realize if I put it out there, I have to hold myself accountable. And I think that's huge, especially in our business. If we're not sharing what we're doing, it's hard for us to stay on track, and it's hard for others to know what we're doing. So until like we put it out there every single day and show up, like I said, like your post every single morning, I see a post of you in your sports bra because you just did your workout and you killed it. Like, you look amazing, so flaunt it, work with it. But you have to just put yourself out there and be uncomfortable and just make it happen.
Yep.
So looking back, or thinking about it now, what's the like core activity you engage in that's grown your business the most?
I think that one of the things that I started doing every single day, I try to get my three vital behaviors done early, first thing in the morning. And I started doing this after I read the book, Eat That Frog. And working out for me is not as easy as it looks. It looks like I actually enjoy it. That's my first post of the day, my workout picture. And I know that if I don't get that picture out there, one, I'm not gonna get leads for my day, because that's how I get my leads, with that workout picture. Two, I'm not gonna work out. And I'm honest. If I don't get it first thing in the morning, I'm not gonna do it the rest of the day. I have a lot of excuses. So it's easy for me to kind of slack off. So basically, one of the things that I can say that I, looking back, it's, I journal. I like to write. So for me, it's kind of like just, get everything off my head and write them down. And whether it is on my phone or on I kind of like schedule my posts and the things that I'm actually feeling and processing, I'm going through. So that's something that I do every single day. So journaling. The second one is, like I said, my 3 vital behaviors, which is I invite, but the way that I invite is very different. It's very different than how we recommend to invite. I do it very subtle with my post. And then those people that actually like my post are the ones that I kind of like just message in the background, and I start my conversations with them and I begin to form them. My personal development, I get it. There are times that I get it while I'm working out because I need the extra push. And Shakeology is non-negotiable for me. Like, I have to drink it or else I get very constipated. So for me, it's a must. And the other thing that to me balances me out is family time. I need it. I need the downtime, that real time, the one that I can be real, that I can be barefooted, that I can shout at my kids if I have to, that I'm not going to be all perky and happy all the time. That family time, the ones that they actually know me, I need that every single day. And I tend to have that usually early in the morning with them when we're not crazy. We're rushed, but it's not crazy. We can actually sit there and we can actually just talk. And if everybody's doing their own thing and eating their own thing, because I make like 2 or 3 different breakfasts in the morning for them, because I cater to them, as crazy as that may sound. But I need that. I need that time with them.
I love it. I think it's so important. You need not only your me time, getting your workouts and getting your personal development first thing in the morning, but also getting that quality family time, because then like your husband's probably off to work, you drive your kids to school, and then, you have time to really focus and not feel like you're missing out on something, or, you need that time with your family, because, it's time to work on your business. And then, I'm sure once you pick up the kids from school, you're focused on them again and not having to like, do this or that, get back to this, message or email or whatever. So awesome. So looking back, is there anything you would have done differently when starting out, or is there anything you wish you would have known sooner?
Oh my gosh, yes. I think that there's so many things that I would have done differently. I think that one of the things that I would have done differently is just be me. For a long time, although I was being accountable of using my social media to be held accountable, there was a lot of conflict inside of me of holding back and not being who I am really. It's funny because I tend to be that way more on Instagram, where I kind of like just let loose. I curse a lot. So in Instagram, I kind of like just could be that kind of way, whether I don't see that in Facebook, I can be that kind of person, because I have all my kids school teachers, administration on Facebook, and I don't have them on Instagram. So I think that looking back, it's just kind of like just be me and not care what everybody else thinks. I not care whether they're going to judge me or not. This is who I am. You like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. You're not. You know what? There's plenty of Beachbody coaches out there. If we don't connect, and it has to be mutual. And before, I wanted to sell challenge packs. That's all I wanted to do. I don't care. I didn't care who it was. That's all I cared. I cared about selling the challenge pack. I cared about getting the points. I didn't really care about the connection and I know this sounds really bad, but I have to be honest. I didn't really care about really helping them reach that goal. And that really changed for me. It changed for me because it was like an empty basket. I would place the eggs in there and everything would disappear. And I think that I realized that the moment that I actually started getting to know my challengers, having that relationship with them, choosing who I wanted to work with, not caring whether, for me, Success Club is non-negotiable, but at the same time, if you're not, we were discussing this morning, if you're not going to commit to Shakeology, you and I cannot have a relationship because I'm going to help you. But you need to understand that this is like the whole package. You're going to get me all the time. And when I say me all the time, I really mean it. I mean, my challengers get me all the time by text, by message. And so I help them in a different way. Right now, for me, it's about empowering them. My market is women. It's not only moms, just women. So I want to empower them, not just with a fitness program and a nutritional plan. I want to give them more than that. I want to give them how to set goals, how to accomplish goals. So that's something that I wish that I would have learned sooner. Now at this part of, I guess it's never too late, but I wish I would have known that sooner, that I would have really focused more on the person than the point itself.
Yeah, I love it. That's super important. And like you said, it's about being real and authentic. And if you're coming across as like someone else, people kind of feel that. And like you said, you weren't creating those real relationships with other people because you weren't being true to yourself. So how could you be true to someone else? So once you kind of like accept, who you are, believe in yourself because you can do whatever you put your mind to, and put that out there, put those good vibes out to other people and accept them for who they are, where they are, and help them become better on their journey. I think that's right on the money. So good job,
Yep.
baby. Okay, yep. Awesome. So how do you promote your challenge groups? I know you do really interesting sneak peeks and business opportunities, way different than most of us, in the traditional sense are used to. So do you have any tips for us, or, how do you do that? How do you promote your stuff?
Well, one of the things is I can't do the business opportunity calls. I can't because I said earlier, my attention span is this big. So my business opportunity calls will last for 2 hours instead of 30 minutes. So I can't do them. So what I tend to do are live events. I do a live event where I share the business opportunity in a different way, not just my point of view, but I use other coaches in my team and I have them share the stories. Why, what do they do as a coach? How we earn income. What is a challenge group? So I have them share the perspective, and I also share my perspective. And I do this live event. It lasts 1 hour, and I do them twice a month. And I tend to invite mostly everyone. I don't judge anymore. I invite everyone, but mostly those that are already in my groups. So if I don't sign up somebody from the get-go as a coach with a business opportunity, saying, explain to them that they're going to go in for the discount, at least when they're about 2 or 3 weeks into the program, I still present them the business opportunity. So I do it with the live events. I was doing sneak peeks and I stopped doing them because it was, again, 3 days for me, just too long. I lose focus. So I do the power hours. So I tend to do them. I did one 2 weeks ago on a Friday at lunchtime. And the reason why I did this is because people tend to kind of like just, unwind starting at lunchtime on a Friday. And they're thinking about the weekend. So they're more relaxed and they're more perceptive to listen to to whatever you have to say. So lunchtime on a Friday, 1 hour sneak peek, it's a great time for you to present the business opportunity. That's one. My challenge groups, the way that I run them, so as you know, I love Jillian Johnson, so I do confidence clubs. So my challenge groups are confidence clubs, and I either do a confidence club, I do I'm doing one it's called Live Your Best Life, and basically what I help them do is we work on self-image. So I kind of like just give them affirmations. I give them body love affirmations. I have a lot of women that are coming to me from the Me Project that I did back in the summer. And they're women that either were victims of domestic violence or are still victims of domestic violence. So I kind of like just work with them in that sense. And I just give them a project to work on, and that's themselves, because it's just not only about nutrition, it's about growing overcoming that challenge that they're going through. And nutrition is a very small part of it, as well as fitness. Once their head is on, once their thought process and their self-worth, it's once they visualize their self-worth, it's easier for them to commit to a fitness program and actually follow through. So you have to, what I would suggest and what I would recommend to you guys is find something that you're really passionate about and think about this. How can I empower somebody else to be better? And whatever area that may be. I know most of you are not moms, so there's so many ways. Maybe some of you have friends that are going through that challenge of, this is my degree, but I really don't want to work on this. I thought this is what I wanted. I really don't want that. They're in a crossroad. So find something that you can actually use as a tool to help them process that, and add the fitness and the nutrition part of it as a platform, as a tool to help them get there. I think that once our head is on right and we feel good about ourselves, everything else falls into place.
I agree. Mindset is so important, and I love how you don't give them just like that regular challenge group experience. Like, okay, here's your fitness program, here's your Shakeology, here's a meal plan. You give them their daily affirmations, you try to better them from the inside out, and I think that helps them stick with it, stay committed, and also, working on bettering themselves, and that helps because you're also grooming them into, more empowered people in general, and also, helping them go from customer challenger to coach. So that's great. And, you're already like one step ahead of the game, because when they come in, they're already believing in themselves. They know they have their results. They're loving it. They're, advocates of the products and the programs, and it's great. I love it. I know you mentioned it on one of Becky's calls. What are the peak times that you suggest for social media posts when you're inviting for your challenge groups or doing a post about an upcoming group? Because I think that's so important. A lot of us kind of just post whenever we feel like, we got to post. But when you're more strategic about it, let us know what are the times that are working best.
I don't follow the whole pattern that everybody else does of doing the 9 o'clock post or the 8 o'clock post. I mean, I do that on my page. However, my invites, I will send them out at different times. So, for example, on Wednesdays, people are in happy hour. So one of the things that they do in happy hour the most is check their phones. So that you're going to get their attention, and they're not going to ignore your message during that time frame. So between the hours of 4:30 and 7 on a Wednesday, it's ideal to send out your invite. Thursday evening, send out your invite. And the reason why is because mostly people get paid on a Friday, either bi-weekly or weekly. So Thursday evening should be a great time for you to send out your invites. Monday mornings, start posting a lot about transformations instead of Tuesdays. Don't go into the Transformation Tuesday or the Transformation Thursday. Change that pattern. If somebody else doing it, change it up. Mondays, people are back to work. They feel fluffy. They feel soft. They overdid it in the weekend. So when you put a transformation out there in front of the face, you're really playing onto their mindset. They're like, okay, that's how she looked before. This is how she looks now. Why not me? So kind of like just play into the emotional aspect of it. Saturdays, I tend not to do anything of it other than just highlight the nutritional value of Shakeology. And the reason why I do that is because people are in another time zone on a Saturday. They're doing their own thing. You're not going to get their attention. So you have to be very intentional when to send out your invites. For example, if you're going to invite me to one of your challenge groups, you're not going to get my attention on, during the day, during the morning, because that's my busy time. I'm not going to be checking my phone for that. I would probably check my phone at this time and see whatever you have to say. And I would use things very differently than everybody else and say, oh my gosh, why don't you join me? Join you in what? What is a challenge group? I have no idea what that is. So kind of like just really dig and be short and be very precise what you're offering them. And think about yourself. Think about your avatar. What would you like to read? What would you like to hear? My niece is basically in your age group. So the way she was promoting Shakeology, honest to God, was as a hangover cure. So her friends were doing Shakeology because they knew that they were going to feel good the next day from the night before. So now she's promoting Hydrate the same way. Whatever works for her, but that's what she does. And she's into CrossFit. I can't get her to do a program. I can't get none of you, your age group, to do a program at home, because what you guys are telling me is you need their interaction. You need the social interaction. You need to feel people around you. So when you are inviting somebody, what are you inviting them to? Think about that. What would you like to read? What would you like to hear? So think about your age group. Think about your customer. And your customer, yes, at the end of the day, it's you. But it's you who you were before, not who you are now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely being very intentional, like you said. What would you like to hear? What would you like, to see? Not just, like you have to have a scroll stopping post. You have to make it flow, and what are you providing them? Like you said, you have to be very, short, but make it to the point. Like, what are you going to provide them as a coach? Because they can get it from anywhere else. They can go to GNC and buy a shake. Like, what makes Shakeology different? What makes the They Fix different? So I love it. Awesome. So do you have any systems in place for onboarding your new coaches and training your team?
Yes, I do. Basically, what I do with them is the moment that they sign up with me, I send them a welcome email, and I do my coach training the first Monday of every month. So I do my 21-day training in there, and from there, after the 21st day, I do a 7-day social media training. So within 30 days, they have accomplished the 101 of Coach Basics and how to proceed in social media. So basically, I have a handful that do not want to be in a group and that I have to do this through email, which makes it a little bit better because you can actually go back and forth. Hey, did you read this? Do you have any questions? Because sometimes when you are hosting a Coach Basics, you don't hear anybody talk. Nobody will respond. You don't know if actually they're doing the assignments. And so what I found is that besides putting them in a group, I've also have placed them on a thread. And another thing that I've done is I kind of try to match them up. So if I'm onboarding a registered nurse and I have one that's a paramedic, I try to kind of like just make them create a buddy system between them two, because they already have something in common. And this way they kind of just go through the process together.
I love that. I like that idea of having like a success partner, especially for a new coach, because you're kind of not sure what all this is, what you got yourself into. But if you have someone to talk to that's getting started at the same time, I think it makes the process a lot easier and more comfortable. And it's also great for accountability, because then you can contact one of them and say, hey, how are you doing? How is whoever, is she on it too? Is she doing her assignments and whatnot and keeping up? So that's great. So how do you balance everything? So right now, you're working Beachbody full-time from home, but you have your kids, you have your husband, you have your house, you have your fur babies. How do you, get all of your things done in the day? Do you follow, a strict schedule that you have your business hours from this time to this time each day? How do you keep yourself organized?
Balance. I haven't figured it out yet. I think that's just a touch and go every single day. I need to follow a schedule. I do follow one, and the reason is because I feel I need to feel accomplished at the end of the day. I need to check things off my to-do list. So what I tend to do is the night before, like now, is kind of just write down little notes. I have post-it notes all over my screen, and I kind of just write post-it notes of the things that are very important for me to accomplish. And so there's 3 things. I don't overwhelm myself more than that. 3 things. I don't include the inviting. I do not include the follow-ups in those 3 things, because the follow-ups in my inviting are a must. They're like just brushing my teeth. So there are 3 things that I need to accomplish, whether it's send out newsletter, whether it's set up my post, my 8 o'clock post, for the week, whatever that may be. So the night before, I kind of just jot that down. In the morning, after I've done the car line and everybody's in school, I come back home. I kind of just sit down with my husband. We have our coffee and kind of just download. And right after that, start working. And it depends. Every single day is different because, like I said earlier, I do my invites differently every single day. But what I tend to do is, at least once a week, I try to hit on everyone in my back office, all my leads. I need to find out, I need to have a connection with them. I can't just sell to them. I can't send them a newsletter and say, hey, I'm doing a 3-day cleanse. Do you want to join me? I kind of just follow up with them individually. And those that have been receptive, I try to build a relationship from there. So again, me, I come first. I come first early in the day, and after I've taken care of myself, I can conquer the world. And whether I get to do that or not, it's just a day-to-day thing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you're rocking it, girl. So
thank you.
You got it. I like very much so that you said that your invites and your follow-ups are a requirement. They don't go on your to-do list because you have to do that no matter what. That's not negotiable. So take notes, girls, and having your your top 3.
I want you guys to think about something.
Go ahead.
This business, if you really make Success Club non-negotiable, you're going to accomplish it either way because you have 30 days. So this is a numbers business. You're going to close 10% of whoever you reach out to. 10%. So if you reach out to 3 people a day, you're not going to close 1 of those 3 people. You have to, you really have to make an effort and be intentional of, reaching out to at least 15 people a day. And if you don't have that many people in your contact list, then you need to start creating a new contact list. And that's very easy to do thanks to Facebook. Very easy. How? Like page. If you guys don't have a like page, you need to have one. Do ads on Facebook. Join different clubs. Network, however you would network at a bar, at a club, anywhere. Do the same thing in Facebook. There's so many groups for everything and everyone. And if you do have a like page, kind of just type in, what do people like that have liked your page? And you kind of start gravitate to that and you start joining those groups. So if you have already gone through your warm market, start developing a new list.
Yes, very, very important.
This way, you're never going to run out of people, and you never have to be scrambling for points the 30th day of the month.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Do you have a favorite personal development book or audio that you would suggest?
I love You're a Badass, and the reason why I love it is because she curses a lot.
Have you listened to the audio version of it?
I know. Actually, that one, I kind of just need to sit down and read it. And read it again. And I did one that I did that kind of I always go back to is a compound effect. And actually that one, I tend to give it as a gift to my Rockstar coaches. And in case they don't have it, the version in Spanish and both in English and Spanish is great. Because it's true. Again, this business is about the compound effect. Whatever you're doing right now today in the month of November, you're going to reap those rewards in January. Not December, but January. So you have to be very proactive the way you set your calendar to work. The compound effect of you doing your invites every single day will determine your Success Club points in the month of January, February, March. So if you're very active right now, even if you're getting no's, who cares? Get the no's. Let it just kind of like wash off your back. And those no's, put them on a special list. It doesn't mean no. It means that maybe you can offer them a free cleaning meeting group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although 7-day Beachbody on demand, whatever that may be.
Yeah. And I've had so many people tell me no. And then a couple months down the line or a year later, they're coming back because they see you on your journey day in, day out. You haven't given up. They've seen your results. They see you helping other people. They built that trust that you are a coach and you have something to offer them, and they'll come back. They'll ask for your help because they know that you will provide that for them.
Yep.
So listen to the audio of You Are a Badass because you'll love it. I listen to it every single month, especially towards the end of the month. If I haven't earned Success Club yet, I think that like really helps fire me up and put me in that right mindset. Just go kick some butt. So I recommend it for everybody, not just Evie, all of you girls. So last few questions. What's one action you recommend that we can do right now to help us move our businesses forward?
Remove the labels. Remove whatever labels you may have, any prejudgment that you have about your person. You're not good enough at this, or you're not good enough at that. You're not good enough at posting because you don't know what to say. Remove that label. You're not good enough at following a nutritional plan. You're not good enough at leading a group. You're not good enough. You have to remove those labels. Whatever you were or you think you are, you're really not. So I think that that's something that you must do today. Kind of like just do like an inventory of your thoughts and think about the things that you are saying to yourself without having to say them out loud. We all do. I mean, I kind of like look in the mirror, and when I look in the mirror, I only see the flaws. I see the stretch marks. I see the excessive skin, and I kind of like shut myself out at the moment and say like, stop looking at that. Mm-hmm. Look at what you've gained in your arms or in your butt or whatever it is, remove the labels.
Yeah, that's so powerful. I was listening to one of those like motivational videos, and it said like there's so many people that will tell you no, that will discourage you, that will, tell you you can't do it. Why would you do that to yourself? Like don't put yourself in your own way. Just forget all the stuff, all those negative self, limiting beliefs. Just get rid of it.
Yep.
So lastly, what are you most proud of? And it doesn't have to be Beachbody related.
I think that one of the things is so many things that I've overcome in different phases of my life. I am way older than you guys, so I'm like the mama hen. I'm 41. I just turned 41. In different phases, in different stages of my life, I have endured painful things, and I didn't realize that I was fighting the fight until I went through it, and after I was in victory of it. I lost my mom 11 years ago, and I thought I would never recover from that, and I did. So that makes me proud because that's a huge pain. Doesn't mean I've forgotten her. I've gone through a divorce. That's huge. I thought that I would never get married again and find happiness. So what am I mostly proud of? Overcoming every single time, everything that's come my way. And no matter what, not everything has a solution. Like I was telling somebody today, why worry about something that you can fix? Why worry about something that you cannot fix? Just go through it, go for it, and just overcome it, whatever it is.
For sure. Well, congratulations, Evie. You're the first speaker on my call to make me cry.
I'm sorry.
But no, that was super powerful. I agree. It's all about overcoming things and sharing your journey with others and inspiring them. And I think you do an amazing job doing that every day through your social media, through your posts, through your connections, through your friendships that you've made. to reach right like me and you and connections that you make on a daily basis with all the people you connect with and invite to join you. So thank you for that. And I hope I look just as good as you when I'm 41 because you are freaking rocking it, girl. So
thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for being our guest speaker and sharing your wisdom with us. Does anybody have a quick question for Evie before we hop off? Yes, no, maybe so. You're all good. Thumbs up. You're good.
How are you guys doing with No November? With the points.
Not bad. I'm at 9. And I'll have
Good
for sure. My girls are doing really, really well. Pushing. So just get it done. Like I said, it's not a no, it's a not yet. So, and as Evie said, whatever you're sowing now, you'll reap, a few months down the line. So just keep making those connections, keep being authentic, keep staying consistent on your own journey because, people are watching you. And, down the road, they will join you. So,
you know what? Challenge yourself this weekend to send out 100 invites.
Ooh, I love it.
100 invites. Just do that. I've done that, and I kind of like just for fun. Just when I wanted to kind of gauge and measure how many of those will respond and see if I was accurate with the 10%, and it is right on point. So even if that 10% doesn't bite from you, they're still responding, you're still starting a conversation. So,
yeah. And you can offer them, like a free clean eating group, even a meal plan. Like people will remember if you help them out for free, especially like they'll really appreciate that you cared enough to even help them, even though you're not making a sale or, they decided not to join the group.
If you do not know how to make it, whatever you guys do not know how to do, whether it's a meal plan or not, go to Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
Get everything you guys need there.
Yeah, Pinterest, YouTube, Google. I mean, those are your best friends. Do you have a special script you follow when you send out invites like that? Just like cold invites?
It depends. There people that I just do not know, and I would go ahead and send a cold invite. And it's this month. That's what I've done, and I've gotten my points that way. I have not made a point of establishing a relationship with them. Because I opened, it was like the first of the month and I went off really quickly and I wanted to get my points right on because my goal is to develop 30 new coaches for January and start forming them right now.
That's awesome.
So it depends. My invites can go either on video. I could just make a video. I could be really inspired and I want them to hear the excitement and the passion in my voice. I either could do it by text. I can do it. It depends. But in every single invite, you must have a sense of urgency. Give them a sense of urgency. When do they need to commit by? And why do they need this?
Mm-hmm.
I think that when you say, listen, this is my last, like I've been doing this lately. This is my last group of the year. After this, I'm not going to be doing any more. They're going to want to hop on. I'm like, I'm only going to work with 5 of you, one-on-one. This is my last group, your last chance.
I love it.
So create that urgency in all your invites.
Great. Do you have maybe like a sample script that you can send me on messages?
Yeah.
I can post it.
Do you guys have Evernote?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me. Thanks, girl. And then I'll post it so then we can kind of see how, you do it and then tweak it to our own personal style and hopefully get all those 100 emails or, messages out. And who knows? Like I said, you won't know until you try. And, if you don't ask, you'll always be no, right? So.
Yep. The answer is always going to be no. So go for the yes.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much, Evie.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I love you. Let's take a quick pic. Christina, are you there? Do you want to be in the picture? Can you hear me? I'm not sure. Okay. Well. Oh, I can't hear you. Sorry. You're making it. Are you coming on? Yes, no? Yes, yes. Okay.
No video.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, everybody smile. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, girls. I'll send you the invite scripts, okay?
Perfect.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Hey, Paulina, quick question before you hang up.
Yeah, what's up?
We have a new or a coach sneak peek scheduled for tomorrow.
New coach training tomorrow?
No, a 3-day sneak peek scheduled for 11/18.
I don't have anybody, but if you do, I can. Christy's starting one, so I can add you to that.
Okay, because Carrie is a freaking rock star. She already has sent out a order form to somebody who wants to buy a challenge pack, and somebody else wants to sign up as a coach who's already drinking Shakeology, but their coach is not active in any way in their lives, so she wants to sign up as a coach under Carrie. So
I'll add you to Christy's group, and you can add her. And Julia, if you have anybody interested, I can add them to the sneak peek too. It's gonna start, I believe, the first like official post will go up on Thursday. Tomorrow will be like a welcoming kind of.
Oh, okay.
All right, awesome.
Bye,
Thank you,
girls. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome. Bye.
Keep rocking it. Bye, everybody.